All right, well, welcome back. It's late August, almost September, and have another set of reviews.
That's right.
I'm Kevin.
I'm Don.
This is my dad, and this is Dad's book reviews. So I figured he reads a lot, and I like to just cherry pick off the top. So
Okay.
how many reviews we have this time?
We have 5 reviews this time.
And out of curiosity, out of how many books was that read?
Oh, there were probably 15.
Okay.
There were a bunch that just didn't live up to the hype.
Okay.
They had really good star ratings, but they just weren't that good. The story was interesting, but they don't develop the characters. You don't get to know the character well enough that you care what happens to him.
Okay. Oh, he died. That's too bad.
The next book we're going to talk about is Primer for the Apocalypse by Braided Sky. This is a lit RPG, apocalypse fantasy, and the series is named Primer for the Apocalypse. There are only 2 books in it, and it's certainly not finished yet. The first one is 400 pages long. Second one is 523, so we may get varying lengths of books. The protagonist is Emmy Mercer. She's one of several billion people who survived the apocalypse on Earth. The apocalypse was caused by manna being introduced into the world. The rest of Emmy's family died. Her father, her mother, her brother, her niece are all dead. And she didn't take it well at the time. And so when things came along that she needed to pay attention to and learn about, she didn't pay attention to them, and she didn't learn the things that she needed to do well in this apocalypse. 13 years later, she's an adventurer, and she's been captured by a cult. She's in prison with a magic collar around her neck, but she can still access her. They have a magic space with them where they can put all their inventory. She can still access things out of it, though it's hard with this magic collar. And she still has that. And she's fearful, very fearful of what's going to happen to her next, because the cult's doesn't play nice with the people that catch her. She's able to use her affinity for time and space to be able to make a magic circle and ignite that magic circle without having to use her mana, and it moves her consciousness 15 years in the past. She doesn't know if it's a time split where there's now 2 of her going in different directions, or if she's going to come back to that moment in her life again. But she's now 15 years in the past, and right at the date when the online game Atlas Online was released. Now, Atlas Online was a game that was meant to prepare the mankind for the return of mana to the earth. And she's now has a unique opportunity to prepare and train this time around for what's coming. And because Atlas Online was made to help people get ready for it, she can really go in and use it the way it was intended to be used, to learn how to use mana before it comes back. She knows what she did wrong last time when she didn't realize how important it was, and she was still having difficulty with the loss of her parents and her family. She can see the things that she needs to do differently this time, and she's got a plan. She's got it all planned out how she's going to get as strong as she can, so when she gets back, she can save her family, she can save her brother, she can save her team that's in this dungeon. She just wants to be able to be strong enough to do whatever is needed to be done. She's a likable gal. You really are rooting for her in this. I enjoyed it. I gave it a 10. Excellent. Highly
Another good
recommended.
book.
Yeah, another really good book. The story's only 2 books in, and I'm anxiously waiting for the 3rd book. There's no profanity in it. There is sexual tension in that some of her friends are talking about their sexual exploits. but nothing lascivious in it. There's medium violence acts in it. I have a feeling it's going to get much more in future books, but so far it's only gotten to a medium incidence of intensity, and I rated it for teens.
The introduction of mana killed people. Why is it that it killed her family the first time but not the second? Is that too much?
The problem was mana came into the world, it negated electricity, it negated gunpowder, it negated several things. Automobiles don't work anymore. Mana kind of messed up the infrastructure of Earth. And because of that, the stores don't have food, everyone's starving, people are fighting for it, there are gangs that are going around doing violence everywhere, and her family was wiped out in the first few days of this mana apocalypse.
So because she knew that was coming, she was able to prepare for it.
She can prepare for it this time around. She knows what's coming, she can get her parents to a safe place, and her trying to solve those problems while she's a high school student is she can't get out of going to high school. All the laws are the same as they are now.
Well, hopefully you enjoyed what we had.
Yes, I think you'll enjoy some of these books. Take a look and let us know what you think.
Yeah.